Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're peeling back the curtain on a really fascinating challenge that's happening inside the minds of advanced AI. We're going to explore how these incredibly powerful systems actually manage all their different skills.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. Imagine you've got this AI assistant, right? It can book your flights, it can solve complex math problems, it can search the web. It's a total powerhouse of different tools. But when you ask it something, how in the world does it know which of its specialized skills to use at that exact moment?
The best way to think about this is to picture a symphony orchestra. Seriously, each tool the AI has, the flight booker, the calculator, the search engine, is like a world-class musician. But, without a conductor telling them when to play, all you get is a bunch of noise. The AI needs a decision maker. Now, in the world of AI development, this whole challenge actually has a name. It's called intent recognition and routing. It is the crucial first step. The system has to figure out what you actually want and then send your request to the right specialist agent to get the job done. So, how do you solve this? Well, the first and most straightforward approach is to just let the main large language model, the LLM, act as both a player and the conductor. It's kind of like asking your brilliant first violinist to also direct the entire orchestra while they're playing. The way this works is surprisingly direct. You basically give the AI a list of all its available tools, and based on your prompt, it just decides which one to use. It then outputs a really simple instruction. Think of it like a digital sticky note that tells the system, okay, time to use the calculator tool now. And right here is the trade-off. On the plus side, this approach is really simple to set up. You don't need to build a whole separate system. But the downsides, they're pretty significant. It's slow, and it can get expensive because you're firing up the AI's entire massive brain for every single little decision. It's just inefficient. And if you give it too many options, it can get confused like a musician buried under a mountain of sheet music. So, to solve those issues of speed and cost, a much more sophisticated pattern started to emerge. Instead of making one genius musician do two jobs, you hire a professional conductor, a specialized agent whose only job is to direct the traffic and make sure the right musician plays at exactly the right time. This is known as the coordinator-delegate pattern, and it's a beautiful idea because it separates the job of routing the request from the job of actually doing the work. You have one agent that's just figuring out the plan, and then other agents that execute all the individual steps. Let's just walk through how this works with a real-world example. Say you ask a travel AI to plan a trip to Paris. The coordinator agent sees that and immediately recognizes two separate jobs, booking a flight and booking a hotel. It doesn't do either task itself. Instead, it acts like a project manager. It delegates the flight request to a specialized flight agent and the hotel booking to a hotel agent. Then, once those specialists report back, the coordinator gathers all their work and presents you with one seamless travel plan. So much cleaner. And the crucial point here is just focus. A specialist agent that only knows how to book flights is going to be way better and more reliable at its one job than a generalist agent trying to juggle dozens of different tools at once. It's really about letting the specialists be specialists. All right, let's move to the next evolution and see how this builds. We've gone from a musician conductor to a professional conductor. Now, what if the conductor didn't even need to read the sheet music? What if they could instantly recognize the sound of the piece and just know what to do? This is the magic behind something called semantic routing. Instead of asking a big language model to read your request and think about it, this method converts the meaning of your words into a unique numerical coordinate, like a location on a map. It does the same thing for each of its available tools. Then it just instantly calculates the distance between your request and all the tools to find the closest match. It's not reading words, it's comparing meanings with math at lightning speed. And the results are, well, they're incredibly impressive. One case study of a car sales chatbot using this exact method showed it achieved up to 96% precision in routing customer queries to the right place, whether they were asking about a car, office hours, or anything else. But this is the real showstopper. The cost. This comparison says it all. To make 10,000 routing decisions using the main LLM costs about 65 cents. The semantic router does the same job for a fraction of a penny. We're talking orders of magnitude cheaper and faster. That is not just an improvement, it's a complete game changer for building AI systems that can scale to millions of users. So we have our genius musician, our professional conductor, and our conductor with perfect pitch. With all these different strategies, how do developers actually choose the right one for their AI orchestra? So what's the strategy? Well, the key is to evolve. You start simple. If you only have a few tools, sure, let the main LLM be the conductor. But as the orchestra grows, you absolutely have to hire a professional. For most situations, a semantic router is the perfect choice. It's incredibly fast, it's accurate, and it's cheap. And the real pro tip here is to keep the conductor's logic separate from the musician's skills and constantly listen to your chat logs, your real data, to fine-tune how the whole system works together. Which leaves us with a final provocative thought. We're not just building AI tools anymore, we're building entire digital orchestras with potentially thousands of specialized skills. And as these systems become more and more complex, we're realizing that the conductor, the intelligence that routes our requests, might just be the most important part of the entire performance. The question is, who or what will we trust to wield the baton?